Coming back to you with another 1850 Battle Report. I'm here at Mr. Phil Brown's house. He's got this awesome wargaming table. If you can't see, it's got cup holders and lights. So he pretty much has this thing all jazzed up. I've got my Dreadknights and Iron Hands allies against the Salamanders here. I'll start off, see our objectives here. We're playing mission 4 out of the Maelstrom missions. He's got first turn right now. I'm not going to try and seize. I've got my Dreadknights with incinerators and swords hiding in the corner. All wrapped by a bike squad with some grav guns and combi gravs in there. And waiting in the wings, I've got 2 solo paladins ready to deep strike in. Sorry about the lighting. And a 10-man tactical with Melta, multi-Melta, and combi Melta, and a drop pod with Deathwind launcher, and then Draigo with some Vanguard Vets, gunslinging plasma and grav pistols there, and another drop pod with Deathwind. And over here, Matt's got 3 Centurions with all the upgrades. Look at these cool Salamanders paint job here with the what is it, optical source lighting or whatever?
Optical source lighting.
Yeah. He's got Vulcan, another set of Grav Centurions. Then he's got 2 10-man Stern Guard squads. One is full of combi grav and then grav guns. The other one is full of combi meltas and melta guns. And then 2 10-man tactical squads. And they have, oh yeah, they have melta guns and plasma cannons and then combi meltas in there. And they're all in drop pods. And, ooh, sorry again about the lighting. So he's got first turn. We'll get back to you after Salamander's Alpha Strike. All right, end of Salamander's turn 1. So he had to get objective 5, objective 6, and then make me fail a morale test. Oh, by the way, I got a test for my bikes. They're good. So here's what he did. Combat squatted a tactical squad and dropped them in here. He tried to drop it in between these objectives so that he could put 1 5-man over here and over here, but you can see his drop pods scattered over here. So
it's very windy on this one.
However, like I said, he got lucky and drew objective 5 anyway, so he got a point right off the bat. And then he brought in one of his Grav Stern Guard. Now I kind of sucker punched him a little bit here. He didn't know that in 7th edition Jink, you could declare Jink without moving, and I shut my mouth about it to keep my Dreadknights safe. So he came down here and shot my bikes, and I took my Jink with stealth from night fighting and lost about half my squad either way, and he shot both squads of grav guns at them. I think I made 1 save in the first salvo. In the second salvo, I didn't lose a single model. The guy made saves like a boss.
And Dusty is right. He will sucker punch you
I do that.
to win the game. But he is also right that you can sit there and ninja flip on your bike without moving.
And these guys were out of range, but they moved toward the objective. And they moved just onto that objective as well. Onto Grey Knight turn 1. All right, so after Grey Knight turn 1, I chose to have Draigo come in here. He popped down, popped his guys out here. We had a little confusion as to terrain. I didn't realize he got a save just for being in here for this one. So my shots, I prescienced them effectively and got a whole bunch of wounds, but you know, with night fighting turn 1 and getting the save there, he made a bunch of saves. So this guy's got 1 wound left, this Centurion over here. I dropped the Deathwind launcher over here, caused a couple casualties, and then snap fired my bolters from these guys into the back squad here, because these are the ones that had the heavy weapons in here, and killed the plasma cannon and just another guy, and they failed morale and ran back a little bit, but they'll be back, I'm assuming here. Dreadknights just popped up. I didn't even shoot. I kind of wanted to be stuck locked in combat, so jumped in here, assaulted these guys. These guys actually failed morale, but I caught them with my initiative, so they stayed in. These guys actually held morale. So he's coming in now. And I got, by the way, I got objective. I needed objective 6 and objective 3. And I think objective 5. So actually, he stole this point from me here. So he gets a point in my turn because I wasn't able to get over there and do anything about that. All right, end of the Salamanders. It wasn't a Salamanders. Yeah, Salamanders turn 2. Pretty productive turn. to say the least.
Productive.
So Sternguard dropped in here, and they, of course, did what you'd think they would do. They eliminated this unit of... he actually killed all but one of the veterans. Draigo was kind of standing tall by himself.
Sucked
And
up
then-
5 Melta and 11.
And then
shots.
actually tanked every single shot from these guys. He took made 11 3-ups. And I think then he took shots from these guys, and combination of actually tacticals, I think, probably put him down to 2 wounds. And then he died from, I think, this guy here. So he got Slay the Warlord, First Blood, and he had stolen one of my points, like I said last turn. These guys finally squished the Sternguard over here, so they're kind of free.
Bullies.
So yeah, he scored 2, 3, so basically 5 points that turn. So on to Grey Knights. By the way, I've just rolled for my reserves and only my paladins came in, but then I tried to deep strike him back here and I mishapped both. And he placed one right here, and the other one's in reserves. So we'll get back to you after my turn. All right, continuing the piss poor attacks by the Grey Knights. So really my only chance of freeing some guys up here was to get my Chapter Master to drop his orbital bombardment here and try and remove some of these guys, but it scattered back and actually still clipped Vulcan, but then I rolled 1 to wound, so literally did nothing. At least this guy up here, he made his charge into the Sternguard, took out only 2 of them, and but they failed morale, but I caught him with the initiative. This guy, again, just kind of jumping back, staying away from all the Meltas and Grav, and I just ran him a little bit to get out of the corner. So I scored zip that round, and it's on to Salamanders. All right, end of Salamander's turn. He had to get twice as many objectives as me, at least 2, something like that. He got number 45, and he also needed objective 1. So he moved and then ran his tactical squad back to 1, and he moved this tactical squad back to 4, and Vulcan and his crew still camping number 2. Let's see, he shot the grab gun Centurion and moved him out of cover, and the 3 drop pods at the bike squad took no wounds. Chapter Master tanked everything on his face.
Box cards.
Over here, he killed 4. They failed morale, but then I keep rolling high initiative, so I kept them. So they're still stuck in combat. There's just a few, you can see there's 4 dudes left here. So he got 2 points again that turn, so I'm down a whole lot, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 1 right now. So we gotta do something to catch up. Alright, Grey Knight turn 3. One Paladin came in. Oh, I forgot about him, by the way. I tried putting him back here, but he scattered way over there. Nothing else came in. Paladin ran up and then assaulted here. Didn't hurt it, but he got up here. Chapter Master, the multi-melta shot the Devastator there. Centurion Devastator killed him. He finished off the Sternguard and then ran back here, consolidated. So we're on to Salamander turn 4. Yes, 4. All right, pretty terrible turn for the Grey Knights here. Things didn't go so hot. The drop pod actually managed to pretty much stick the landing, I think. I can't remember. Either way, it worked out well enough. These guys piled up back here. They tried to take shots. Both of my Meltas that could fire a normal ballistic skill rolled a 1 to hit. So I didn't do jack here. And then he made all of his 2-up saves after that, so I did nothing here. The bike squad came up here. He popped his combi grav and put 3 wounds on the unit, but Vulcan took all the saves and made him on his 3-up invul. And the multi-melta missed, so all of my Meltas missed this go around. He flamed these guys, I think did nothing. Deathwind launcher shot here, clipped this squad, scattered back here and got Vulcan squad 2, killed one of the Marines. He moved back here and claimed objective 3, so I actually have more than a single point here. And as Paladin continues his slingshotting, he moved up here threw a grenade, which didn't do anything, and then assaulted, made his assault range. I cast Hammer Hand, but I still managed not to hurt it, so I'm just sitting here. So I'm about to get probably wiped off the board here pretty close this coming turn. Salamanders turn 5 coming up. So end of Salamanders turn 5. He had to get 3 objectives, and as well as score objective 3 as well, and then still has his make an enemy fail a morale test. I'm holding 3, so he didn't get that. So here's what he did. He started out shooting Stormbolters here, and I think here, and my solo paladin, but he lived. Then he started shooting his tactical squad over here at the bikes. Plasma Cannon overheated and killed himself. And then he kind of tried to focus fire on my Dreadknight here, and problem was he split fired. So he split off one of the Grav Centurions to shoot these guys, and he killed like 2 of them because he thought the 2 of them would be able to kill him. Right, he thought two Grav Centurions shooting would be able to kill Dreadknight, and 1 should be able to do some damage to these guys. Well, problem is, homeboy here lived. He's got 1 wound left, but he lived. And then he charged in, and the Dreadknight squished Vulcan, and then they failed leadership and ran away. On to Grey Knight turn 5. All right.
Well, you live and learn.
End of Grey Knight turn 5. We actually have to call it here for time. Matt's got to work earlier than I do in the morning. So here's what happened. These guys, I needed to get objective 5 and objective 6, and then my old objective of scoring, was it 3 I needed? So whatever number 44 was.
Ascendancy?
So Ascendancy. So I'm on that one over here, and these guys got 5, and he still got 6, so he stayed there. He tried again to hurt this drop pod and couldn't do diddly squat. These guys actually had, I planned on assaulting over here and killing them, which probably would have screwed me, so it's a good thing that I ended up having to kill the Melta guys that were here because my tactical squad failed to do it. And then the Dreadknight ran in and charged the Centurions and wiped them right off the board, and then he consolidated toward these guys. So turn 6, these guys probably would have taken him down, and then they'd have been fine, and probably nothing else. These guys would have run sort of rampant through.
Alright, so I had to do a voiceover here because my math was terrible since I was tired. So the Salamanders ended up coming ahead 11-9 on this, and he didn't get Linebreaker. We initially thought he just had to be partially in the deployment zone, but his drop pod wasn't totally in there. So he didn't get Linebreaker, but either way, Salamanders win 11-9.
That's our battle report. Thanks.